In this video I will talk to you about the contact Eugenio Siragusa and the nuclear fission. In the 19th century, Nikola Tesla had already talked about the production of free energy through a structure that recalls the Egyptian pyramid. We definitely live in wars and rumors of wars, but they are watching over us. In an interview on the 7th of April 1985, Eugenio Siragusa talked about nuclear energy. There is a secret to using nuclear energy, and it is to fix the atom instead of disintegrating it. Because while fixation produces life, disintegration produces death. Other planets of other solar systems have already realized this imposing work and have no energy problems. Energy costs nothing. In fact, the energy crisis is actually a false problem because alternative energies have never been adequately financed and developed. We definitely are in a serious situation on a global level, and okay, Putin is an authoritarian leader sustained by oligarchs, fine. But the idea that with the war in Ukraine we are exporting democracy is a fairy tale for unaware masses. Since the beginning of the pandemic, we have lived in a condition of continuous emergency and widespread fear, the permanent war. If Europe were to accept Putin's request to take payments in rubles only, it would betray the dollar hegemony. In his annual letter to his shareholders, Larry Fink, which is the head of BlackRock, said that global production chains will be redesigned, giving priority to regional economies, and it will be the end of globalization. World leaders don't make their own decision by themselves. The enrollment program of the new world leaders started in 1992 with the establishment of the Young Global Leaders of the World Economic Forum. In fact, this 5-year program forms political leaders and CEOs, and they are all young people destined to decide the world future, and they are all orchestrated by a single body, which is the World Economic Forum. Among these people there are Sarkozy, Bill Gates, Macron, Biden and Draghi, but there is also Putin and Zelensky. In an interview, the president of the World Economic Forum openly boasts his achievement of having formed the global elite of the world, illustrating actually the added value of this 5-year course. These leaders are the stakeholders who, accordingly to him, should govern humanity. And the same year the World Economic Forum was founded, US President Nixon removed the dollar from the gold-backed monetary system. Instead, Russia has a big reserve of gold, and Putin, wanting to decouple the sale of oil from the dollar, is making the same attempt as Gaddafi when he wanted to sell oil in dinars, creating a currency independent of the dollar for the whole African continent. The slogan of the World Economic Forum, repeated by all world leaders such as Joe Biden, Trudeau, Boris Johnson, Obama, Bill Gates, Prince Charles, Draghi, and so on, is "We must build back better." And in other words, this means that they must implement the Great Reset. However, unfortunately, to rebuild implies first destroying and dismantling everything. And unfortunately, centralized powers destroys even the individual. The process of dehumanization happens in the name of the collective good, but crushes individual freedoms, and often those restrictions are not even justified by scientific data. When they asked Eugenio Siragusa about the pyramids and what they represent, he replied, "The pyramid is the actual structure of the macromolecule. This structure was not only used in Egypt but also in Central America. They have also photographed pyramids on the surface of Mars, and the first pioneers from Mars and brought it from the Atlanteans." In fact, Eugenio Siragusa and many others affirm that the pyramids were not built by the ancient Egyptians, but millennia before by the Atlanteans, thanks to very advanced technology that the brothers of the cosmos gave to this civilization. And definitely this is what would explain how they have moved about 2,500,000 blocks of stone with an average weight of about 2.6 tons for each builder. According to this theory, the pyramids had no function of burial. They were initiatory beds. The initiate received focused cosmic rays by lying inside the sarcophagi on specific days or nights of the year. And those rays would facilitate an opening of the plexuses and the production of chemical substances of the body that stimulated communication with the higher worlds. From the remnants of the Maya, Sumerian, Egyptian civilization, we can see that there are branches of science such as electrical energy, electromagnetism, and electrochemistry that were abundantly used in antiquity. In fact, there are some examples that could validate this hypothesis are discoveries such as the first arc lamps or the Baghdad battery, which are technological products used in ancient Egypt. From a careful examination of the civilization of the pharaohs, you can see that a daily use of electricity was happening already through a sophisticated lighting system. The corridors of the pyramids and the tombs of the kings didn't show, in fact, traces of salt. Perhaps these areas were illuminated by electricity because some analysis was ascertain, and obviously conditional is a must, how the Egyptians used torches powered by wireless sources. The Pyramid of Giza may probably have been a gigantic power plant. In fact, research has shown that the pyramids in the past used technology similar to that used by the brilliant scientist of the 20th century, Nikola Tesla, that he made the Wardenclyffe Tower in Colorado Springs. According to some research, the pyramids were used as conductive and insulating materials. The energy captured by the pyramids would be converted and combined with cosmic radiations via the gold tip that was at the top of the building. But if Tesla made contact with extraterrestrials as he publicly proclaimed, he is for sure one of the most amazing inventors our civilization has ever known, as his knowledge and ideas went far beyond what was known and accepted at that point in time. If is it possible that Nikola Tesla envisioned futuristic technologies thanks to his contact with higher dimensional beings? He definitely pursued a scientific knowledge already meditated before to the construction of obelisks, pyramids, and stones erected, and his invention would lay the foundations of free energy production at no cost. But his famous Wardenclyffe Tower at Long Island in fact never came to operation, and probably because opposed by his rivals who instead wanted to exploit energy for commercial purposes. In fact, this is what he said about the incredible potential of free energy. The economic transmission of wireless energy is of fundamental importance to man. Man will be free from the need to extract minerals or oil, abolishing multiple causes of pollution. The glorious sun will become our obedient servant. Peace and harmony will spread on earth. The earth could be definitely an abundant planet with free energy and accessible resources for all. But there are the mighty of the earth and the dark forces that are behind them, opposing the liberation of humanity from need and fear. But the extraterrestrials are watching over us. In a message of Saturn, Schener, and Ithakar from the mother spaceship Pax, which was received by Giorgio Bongiovanni in 2007, they communicate: our psychic, intelligent, magnetic synchronizers transmit with audio images to our spaceships and our consciences all public and occult meetings carried out by the powerful of the earth, both in plenary committees and in small groups. The two empires, United States and Israel, and their vassals, the Europeans, and China and Russia, with their Arab vassals, are contending for world domination. They accurately calculate times, ways, and dynamics to determine wars and riots, putting mankind under the pressure of death and suffering. We, being of light, do not support either one of the two empires, but we actually war for your evolution and survival. We are messengers of the universal and divine message brought to earth by Jesus Christ. We are aware of the cynical mass extermination projects that the leaders of those empires want to carry out. The project will be implemented in the next 10 years of your time through the realization of the plan that the tyrants of the two empires call permanent war. But some millions of people on your planet are followed and protected by us. They are the cold souls, the awakened. In the event of a nuclear war, these souls would be taken from us to safe places, and then brought back to Earth to begin a new course of evolution, the paradise, Eden, or the new kingdom. We have been ordered to announce this to you by our cosmic teachers, and do not forget that God is infinite love, but also universal and cosmic justice. Thanks for watching, please subscribe and see you in the next videos.